Hello, we are Geeks Assembled once again. Well, we're always Geeks Assembled. We're not being anything else but Geeks Assembled. So when I say once again, we're Geeks Assembled always. How's that? Um, Today we are discussing a animation movie, a TV movie, which was broadcast on Christmas Day, 1989, in the United Kingdom, based on a Roald Dahl novel, a well-loved Roald Dahl novel, the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant. Story of an orphan who is befriended by the giant, and then the story of what happens after that. Um, shall we go to opening thoughts? Who shall we go to? All right, then we'll go to Ethan.
Yeah, I, I, what can I say about this movie? This is, believe it or not, this is actually one of my all-time favorite movies, and for me, it's one of the best animated movies of all time. It's actually up there as one of my favorites of all time. Uh, it. I remember I was born the year this came out, so I remember as a kid watching this, being at living in Christmas, going to it was always played at Christmas. I mean, we had it on VHS, but I do have wonderful memories of like going to my mum's uncle and aunt's house, my great uncle and aunt, and my uncle Ron, who actually does. He reminded me of a combination of Michael Caine and David Jason, uh, who David Jason plays the BFG in this, the Big Friendly Giant. I have wonderful memories of watching this film, and I was always in awe of this movie, and I still am. It's such a beautiful animated movie where I've read the book, but this is one of those rare movies where, for me, it's better than the book because, as we said, it's the story about a girl who's an orphan called Sophie, and one night she notices something in the streets that just appears, and it's a big shadowy figure, a giant, who is giving out these strange magical lights to different houses. And then the giant notices her, and before she knows it, is whisked away to another dimension. Uh, and then this maybe another planet, really, because it could be another dimension, another planet, which is giants are real. But it's just such a magical movie, and Roald Dahl is famous for like doing like these sort of modern fairy tales. He's done like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Twits, uh, James and the Giant Peach, Matilda. But for me, this is the best one where it's like a fairy tale modernized because it's giants from fairy tales, but it's more modern. Like, what would giants be like in real life if they were real? And Sophie discovers this giant who's called the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant, in a world where all these other giants, these evil giants, eat children. They come after children. And eventually she discovers other worlds like Dream Country. This giant, the BFG, delivers dreams to children and stuff like that, who's played brilliantly by David Jason. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, David Jason, he's very well known for playing roles for Cosgrove Hall, the company that did this animated movie. And Cosgrove Hall did some of the best shows that we ever got. Like, they did a stop motion series, a movie of Wind in the Willows. David Jason did the voice of Toad. Danger Mouse. David Jason did the voice of Danger Mouse. Count Duckula. David Jason was Duckula. And what was the other one I liked? I don't. It's a least well, Avenger Penguins, which is about these three penguins on motorbikes, and that was one of the best shows. David Jason was the voice of the lead penguin, and I'm sure Freddie Mercury did the theme song to that. Look it up because the singer of the theme song sounds very much like Freddie Mercury, which is awesome, and I'm sure it's Freddie Mercury. But they did some, and Jamie and the Magic Torch, they did that, and they this is such a gorgeous, beautiful animated movie, and it still stands up. It's you don't get animated movies like this. It's got such a great soundtrack as well. I said just recently for another movie we reviewed, a movie is only as good as the soundtrack. If you've got a great movie that's got a great noticeable soundtrack, you've got yourself an amazing, well put together movie. It's such a beautiful music, which is I will get to favorite moments and just everything. So anyway, the giants, they eat children, and one night Sophie sees the BFG at work, and they meet the main villain of the movie, the leader of the evil giants, Flesh Lumpeter, murder a child, which you probably wouldn't get in certain films today. And they come up with a plan to tell the Queen, played brilliantly by Sybil from Fawlty Towers. Is it not?
No. It's played by Angela Thorne.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Prunella Scales isn't in this.
Oh, I'll tell you why. I'm thinking of another movie where Prunella Scales played the Queen. I'm thinking of Freddy FR07, which is about a frog that's a spy, if anybody remembers that one. But yeah. But we have another actor from Fawlty Towers in this, who is was it Michael? No, Ballard Berkeley, who played Major in Fawlty Towers.
That's correct.
Yes.
You just get the connection wrong there.
Yeah, I nearly got it wrong there because, of course, there's two of them, the Air Force and the Army. So I was like, oh, no, it's the Army one. But so they come up with a plan to get the Army and get these giants once and for all. It's a very special movie to me. And every time it's on, I'm always going to watch it. I've got it on DVD. I don't care if I've got it on DVD or if it's on TV. I'm always going to watch it. I do love this film so very much. It's great memories of this. You know, I still get joy from watching this. I'm still in awe of this movie. I even still cry at the end. You know, it's just great. I just absolutely love this film. Those are my opening thoughts. It's one of the best, and it's a favorite, a big favorite.
You can't like everything, can you, Ethan?
Up.
Can I just say, Cosgrove Hall Productions was debunked in, I think it was 2012, I think it was.
Yeah, sadly.
So sadly they're no longer, but here's my little, before we go to Susan, here's my little Doctor Who tidbit.
Oh, I was going to do that, but go ahead.
Go on then.
They did reconstructions and reanimations of like stuff like the Sixth Doctor, and didn't they do Shada? No, that was somebody else. Anyway, go on.
They did the Invasion, and they did the David Tennant animation Infinite Quest.
Mm-hmm.
And they did Scream of the Shell Cat.
That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, they did 3. But now we've got a little tidbit out the way. We will go over to Susan.
Yeah, so knowing Ethan, I knew that this would be the movie that would like have defined his childhood again, because I don't know if you guys know this about Ethan. I'm going to talk about Ethan like I was talking about the movie. He is a wizard. This is a magic human being here that we do podcasting with. We're lucky. I mean, he lives in Scotland, and he comes out of his shell, having saved many lives over the course of his week to join us on this, and then he sparkles when he talks about these things from his childhood, these things of magic, these bits of pointed power in his life, and then he shoots those at the people that he's saving all throughout the week. It's just this is our very own wizard, and you know, Lee thinks he's completely bonkers, so he calls him mad, and he
I don't think I know.
Oh, okay. Okay. So anyway,
I know he's the mad
this is
wizard.
this is our Ethan, and we knew that Ethan would be would want to be stuck in the pocket of the BFG, that he would want to be Sophie or be the queen or whatever. Be one of the dreams actually. Probably Ethan wants to be the dreams. Anyway, I can't I couldn't believe that I knew that this was chosen by him, and so yeah, I liked it a lot. It was a good animation style. It was really fun. It was entirely whimsical. It was delightful. It had amazing acting. David Jason is great in Only Fools and Horses. Nobody mentioned that, but I really like him in that. And he was Rincewind in The Color of Money, and maybe in Hogfather. I'm not entirely sure that he was. He does Terry Pratchett stuff.
Color of Magic.
And he is Color of Magic, and he is as magic as Ethan is, and so yeah, so like I knew that would also be, and Alex really likes Danger Mouse, so yeah, go David Jason. Anyway, so fantastic, and the music, the little songs were cute, not real Disney style catchy, but really cute songs, beautiful, lots of sparkly noises, lots of hitting those little pipes on the strings. Anyway, I don't know what those are called, but it's a percussion instrument, and you just go ring and it rings. Anyway, lots of that, and let's see, it was a good story, and it is another instance of something that reminds me of the guy who snuck in to visit Queen Elizabeth and sit on her bed and talk to her for a little bit. Is here's Sophie doing the exact same thing. We did a podcast last week about this same guy, well, about a song that reminded me of the same guy. Anyway, the same guy. Queen Elizabeth is supposed to be visited in her bedchamber, apparently, by strangers, especially Sophie and this guy. So, yay for that. Anyway, I don't know. Anything else? The Giants, of course, were great. Oh, the Giant was played by the guy who was, what's his name? Hang on, just a moment. The guy was the Giant was played by the
Don
guy
Henderson.
who was in Star Wars around the table when Darth Vader was dissolving the Senate and stuff, and
Don Henderson.
Yeah, that guy, the was the same guy as the big giant, and then there was also and then the other two. It was fun because it was sort of like the Brigadier, the old army guy was kind of like the Brigadier, a bit round, a bit scruffy, and still rugged as all get out. So yeah, okay, that's all of it. That's all the magic. Here you go. Back to you.
Well, the army guy was as Ethan said, played by the actor who played the Major in Fawlty Towers. But you've also got Frank Fortin and Molly Sugden in this from Are You Being Served fame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've also got Michael Knowles from It Ain't Half Hot Mum fame.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned Don Henderson, but here's another Doctor Who tidbit. Played Gavrock in Delta and the Bannermen.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. And he appeared as a villain in Red Dwarf, Simulant.
So, but it's, for me, give me this original version. I mean, this was 1989. Only, was it 3-4 years ago? We had a Disney.
There was the Disney live action one.
It was all right, but it was lacking. It was lacking what this has got.
What I feel, I get what you're saying. Like the live action one, I've not seen, but the clips I saw, it was very it was almost quite generic. Like the giants were like very giant, like how you'd imagine giants. But in this, it looked like another planet. It looked like another dimension. It didn't look how you'd imagine. Like, was it a dimension? Was it another planet? And all the giants looked different.
Yeah, it's
It had a magic of originality.
yeah, it's simplistic animation, which I love. You don't always have to have multi-million pound animation for something like this. The songs, as it's been said, not Disney-esque, but you could still sing them, always about the whiz popping. And the characterization of the BFG is so well done. The way the usage of his words, making words up to describe other things, which was brilliant. And the way they got the likeness of the Queen, very like Her Majesty. But yeah, it's just a simplistic animation, and it's well loved by many of that generation who grew up watching this. Yeah, I enjoyed it. As it said, it's dark in places, especially that where they state that the giants have eaten the children. There's children being, because it was on the newspapers. The children have been eaten. Like, wow. So they won't be coming back. So, but it was enjoyable to watch. Yeah, it flew by. It didn't drag. So, shall we go to favourite things? Who should we go to first? All right, we'll go to Ethan.
Everything. No. Oh, the entire movie is awesome. No, but I love I love the portal to the other dimension. It's such a great opening, that movie, where it's almost Doctor Who like, isn't it? You know, this sort of portal, and you are wondering, what is that? And eventually, as the movie progresses, you realize it's the portal to the other dimension of giants. It's such a great effect and animation. And just the intro where Sophie's taken by the BFG and how he's in shadows and stuff. You just see his chin and smile and stuff. You don't see his face. And when he's running through the city, the music is so great. It's bloody awesome, the music. I love it. Every time that music picks up, he's holding her. And when he gets, I love this bit. When he just gets to a cliff, you do think, first time I watched it, I was like, there's a cliff, where's he going to go? And as soon as he stomps on the edge, that lightning shoots down and he just goes, flies into the air. And that music is so fucking amazing. And the stars coming out of his cloak and that big cloak of his. I love that intro. Awesome. And I do love, as I've said, the evil giants in this. It just beat. I've not seen the live action one, and I don't think I can, because to me, I've seen clips of the giants, and in that they all look pretty much the same from what I remembered seeing the clips. But in this film, the cartoon film, they're all different. They've all got different looks. Like one looks like a big gorilla with a bandana. One looks like a Buddha, some like an evil Buddha or something. One's a skinny, bony one with long white hair. They've all got different looks. It's so stylish. And like the leader of the pack, Flesh Lump Eater, who's the biggest one with a ponytail, and like he's almost like a very tribal warrior, like with the red makeup on him and the earring, and it's just such a great design for them. We've said the songs. I love the songs. I mean, as we said, they're not Disney songs, but they're nice little songs. Like Somewhere Secretly is my favorite of the film. I mean, it's such a lovely bit. That whole bit of Dream Country, you know, how he gets there through the portal, and then like it's not like he's lifted up sideways and this and that, lands in Dreamland. And it's just such beautiful music in the background when he's saying, now we're in Dream Country. You see all these clouds and everything. oh my God, I can't express it enough how beautiful that looks. The animation, it's just simplistic animation at its best. It's so beautiful. And I love it when they arrive at that town on the beach and they're looking around like he's showing his work, how he delivers the dreams. And if actually there's a little cameo actually in this movie, if you catch it really quick. When they arrive at that town and they're looking round and they find that little boy, and Sophie says, "What about that one?" And he gives that boy the dream. That boy, if you pause it, there's a poster of Danger Mouse in that boy's bedroom. So it's so sweet. As we said, there's dark moments. I mean, Roald Dahl was known for dark. There's all these great children books which were dark. And you've got a dark villainous with the flesh lumpy when he arrived and killed that poor sleeping kid. And I love how they meet the Queen and stuff. It is just a great shot where he's walking behind the tree. Well, he comes out from behind the trees, and the maid just goes, "Oh." It's so majestic how he's walking slow motion. Brilliant. Two little moments, actually. They're just small moments where he says to the Queen, "Oh, Whiz Poppin, I can show you Whiz Poppin." No, don't show her. Don't show the Majesty. I cannot disagree with Her Majesty the Queen. And it cuts to outside Buckingham Palace. You just hear the noise go. You think, what the bloody hell's he just done? I think on the whole, I prefer the bagpipes. There's just so many shots. There's a little shot I like where after the Whiz Poppin song, where Sophie's fallen asleep and he goes, "Oh, Sophie." It then cuts to, it's this like almost a 1 minute scene where it's outside a BFG's mountain and it's just like nighttime. There's no, it's just music and you're just seeing these stars like it going from night to midnight to dawn. And like one of the giants, which one was it? Blood Bottler walking by. But the music is so good and it's just so beautiful. These stars, it's so magical. Just no sound, just this music, just this one shot of it turning a different side. You see all the galaxies and stuff in the background. Fucking love it. Pardon my language, but I bloody love it. Even this, like when they're going into battle, again, the music is awesome as anything. Where they go into battle with the helicopters flying through the portal and they go up against the giants of Flesh Lump Peter. It's such a great showdown and stuff. I am so hard trying not to mention all my favorite bits because I'm probably taking out bits. I will, because there's a little special character I was going to mention, but I'll leave that for someone else to talk about, where a certain fear of the giants, which was great. I still cry at the end. It's a beautiful ending. I still cry at the end where BFG's walking off. And I still well up. I'm going to be freaking 32 this year. I still cry when she says, "I didn't want to just see him sometimes. I want to be with him always." Did you, Sophie? You know, it's brilliant. I love that bit. You know, he takes her home to the other dimension. There's just so many. I love it. I love those bits. You know, such a beautiful endings. One of the best endings ever for me. So those are my favorite moments. I'm hoping I've left some bits out. So over to you guys.
Well, let's see if Susan can pick the bones of whatever's remaining.
Well, thank you, Sophie. That was adorable. I know that you're stuck in the pocket of the BFG there. I know it. I know that you've traveled with the BFG. I'm aware of this.
I always wanted to be the BFG, actually. All that magic.
You wanted
BFG
to
awesome.
be, but you are Sophie. I can't. You know, I know this, for I am the Queen. No, I really love this. The story is great. The the thing that Ethan mentioned about the two dimensions is cool. It was very vortexy between the two. The wormhole. It was very, Stargate. It was very, you know, Slipstream. It was everything. It was all of those things. Uh, Sliders. All those little portals are amazing. And so, yeah, and BFG, changed the whole nature of by his very nature, changed the nature of gianthood. Gianthood was a violent thing. That's why they were afraid of that guy Jack, and I remember that bit quite nicely. And so I mean, they had the fee fi fo fum giants, and then they had these giants, and there were the giants in the land that they talked about in other myths, and the BFG changed that whole narrative. He became a friend of humanity, and so yeah, so he was. It was a singular story with a which you got to have a little spark like that to change the narrative. And the fact that he was the dream weaver, he was sharing dreams every night, and those dreams had a quality, and they had a it posed a difficulty for him to retrieve them. He had to jump and swing and exert to draw them into his net. That that was fun. That was a fun part of who he was. And Sophie is yeah, Sophie's like uh, I mean, the idealized every child of English literature. She's Oliver Twist. Um, she's the kid in Great Expectations. She's Dickens. All of Dickens's kids. She's you know, and yet there was also the. I mean, it could have been Shakespeare because of all the magic in it. It was so illuminating and delightful and fun. And yeah, so but I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. I mean, I'm afraid that if I said anything, it would ruin childhoods. So there really isn't anything bad to say about it. So um, over to you, Lee.
Well, what have you left me with?
Oh,
Yeah, I did like the scene with the Queen and the whiz popping scene, but Ethan's already mentioned it. I did like it was only a short thing, but near the end where all the helicopters are just in the sky, I just thought apocalypse now. It was just that I thought, have they sort of made that similar? I don't know. And the style of this animation as I was watching it made me reminisce about the 1978 Lord of the Rings animation movie. It
Yeah,
it was very very similar. I mean, I know that that was a different. Yeah, that was a different company.
Yeah, Ralph Bashk.
Yeah, the animation was very similar, especially the depiction of the giants and as you said, the landscapes. it was very reminiscent of that sort of artwork, which I thought was so so well done. Yeah, the comedy was there. I loved it. The fun was there. The darkness was there, and the voice acting was just brilliant. I can't really say any more than that, really, because you've not left with me much. Yeah, I did like the Jack the Giant Killer remark. I thought that was quite funny. And as I say, the when it was the musical bits, so well done. They said the whiz popping, and what was the other song? The one you liked?
Somewhere Secretly.
Yeah, that was quite well done. So I can't fault any of that. So what shall we go? Shall we? Anything else to say before the final sayings go? No.
Yeah.
Oh, I do know. Roald Dahl went to a private screening of this before
yeah.
it was released on the TV, and he gave it a standing ovation.
Yeah.
He was not being keen on several adaptations of his books. He hated Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, he did.
He really did, and it was all praise for this movie. He absolutely loved the way they did this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing from the author. So final sentence goes then.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Did you say he was not a fan of the Johnny Depp one or the Gene Wilder one? I'm sorry, I didn't
Gene
hear
Wilder
that.
one.
Yeah, the Gene Wilder one, because the Johnny Depp one was after he had died.
Okay, so what did you happen to hear what he thought of James and the Giant Peach?
That he died in.
We have reviewed that.
That was after he died.
Yeah, he died in. I'm thinking
1990.
1990. So it was 1 year after this film came.
Yeah.
out.
Oh.
So yeah. So there was a spate of Roald Dahl movies, I think, just after he died. So I mean, I think The Witches was that. I think that was the same year he died, 1990.
Yeah.
But then you had Matilda as well, which was after he died.
Mm.
So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I think there were people who were saying, right, he's gone now. Let's make movies of his books.
Yeah, because you won't criticize them or something.
Yeah. Anyways, final sentence score. Over to Ethan.
Well, of course, what's it going to be? It's going to be 10 whiz squigglers out of 10 whiz squigglers. The rarest of all rare dreams.
Well, there you go.
10 out of 10. And I'll remember for the next review to write down, do that review, just want like 3 reviews, leave the rest out for everybody else.
Okay, I just want to argue, Ethan. Ethan, you be yourself. You do you. Don't try and change for us, okay?
Okay. No, I'll never change. I'll never change.
Good man. There you go. God.
I could change that. No, I'm only joking. I look like a jester hat. One bit was up here, one bit was here.
See, he's off on a tangent again. Over to Susan.
All right. Yeah, I'll give this 10 of those snoot clumblers or whatever they're called.
Snoscumbers.
Snoscumbers, yes, those vegetables with ridiculously rude flavoring. So yeah, that was and that little guy, that little mouse guy, that was
Oh yeah, the little
his-
mouse. It was cute.
his companion.
Hmm.
There was Danger Mouse, and then there was this mouse, and this was Safety Mouse, maybe. Anyway, cute, unnamed character, really fun to watch though, and yeah, and so I'll give it 10 of those snozcumbers out of 10, and send it back to our queen.
I beg your pardon. Anyway, ignoring that little remark, what should I give this? Yes, it's enjoyable. It's fun. It's not too long. Anybody could really watch this. Any age from 4 to 99. So I'm going to give it a 10. 10 royal corgis out of 10. So that is our little review of the original, the BFG by Roald Dahl. I'd like to thank Ethan. I'd like to thank Susan for joining me discussing this little movie. You guys out there, please leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of the movie. And if you are
It was
watching,
a really good weekend. We got all of us gave 10s to all of these things.
yeah,
We had a really great weekend, except for the audio adventure.
yeah, well, yes,
That was a little bit meh.
yeah. But yeah, if you will be watching this on YouTube, please leave a comment below.
And
And
watch
if you
all the rest of our videos too.
Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, just press the subscribe button, and also as well, press the bell notification button, and you'll get one of those every time we put up a new video. It's roughly 2 to 3 a week when I can remember. We discuss movies, we discuss TV, we do audio dramas, we do albums, music wise. We do anything from any genre really. So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, or on all the other stuff, Instagram. If you want to join us, message me, leave a message on this video. Say, please, I want to join, or message any of the guys who are involved, and they'll pass the things over to me, and we'll see if you can pass the rigorous auditions. Rigorous, it is.
File 2, Judge Ethan.
It's a
new pass.
So I think I've said everything what we do, so until next time, you guys out there, remember, be safe and carry on whiz popping. Bye for now.
Whiz pop!